Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to How About That Crypto? Well, you're here. Currently, we're going to do crypto lingo of the day. Every day, I'm going to do a crypto lingo or Web3 terminology for beginners. My goal is to simplify and make more accessible Web3 and crypto world to everybody. If you're a crypto nerd or a finance person or a computer scientist or whatever, this show might be a little too simplified for you. You can check in to the news I'm going to do right up after this, but today we're going to talk about Bitcoin. What is Bitcoin? Most people know Bitcoin is some sort of cryptocurrency. What does that mean? If you didn't watch blockchain video, go back and watch the next one. You can find that on howaboutthatcrypto.com under the playlist Crypto Lingo, or you can look on my profile and go into the videos and you can find the videos there. Okay, so Bitcoin is the #1 cryptocurrency in the world. It has the first mover advantage. No, it was not the first, but it is literally considered the first because it's the first one to have real world application, and now it's considered a macro asset once it hit $1 trillion. Bitcoin is the most secure and the only one that is completely decentralized with no real owner or controller. That is very different from all the other cryptocurrencies. So most cryptocurrencies are really acting like startups where they're issuing coins to raise money, and then those coins have utility. That's a whole nother conversation we'll get into at a later date. So one of the questions that I get asked is can Bitcoin be changed? Can it be broken? Currently, the way it's designed, it cannot. I mean, of course, there's exceptions to every rule, and all cryptography has its weakness, but currently the cryptography being used by cryptocurrencies, as I mentioned in the blockchain video, is the most secure passwords and cryptography known to humans on the planet. And the decentralized nature of Bitcoin is really what is the really interesting thing, because that means that no one really can control it or corner it. Okay, so Bitcoin is a blockchain. Blockchain technology is the underlying technology that supports Bitcoin, that records all the transactions. Its ledger is spread across nodes all over the world, and they act as another layer of security, as I mentioned before. So you're probably like, okay, Robert, but what is Bitcoin? Okay, I got you. So Bitcoin is the native coin of the Bitcoin blockchain. If you haven't watched the video on blockchain, go back and check it out. Halloween of 2008, some anonymous person called Satoshi Nakamoto dropped a white paper outlining what they called people's money. I brought a couple of I got a wave. Hey, what's up? How are you doing? I got a couple of pieces of information from the white paper. I also going to include links on all the YouTube, so you can follow the link tree to find those. I'm just going to read this real quick excerpt. Satoshi Nakamoto wrote, "A purely peer-to-peer version of electronic cash would allow online payments to send directly from one party to another without going through financial institutions. Digital signatures provide part of the solution, but the main benefits are lost if a trusted third party is still required to prevent double spending." So what does that mean? That basically means that in order for our current financial system to work, we need third parties. We need clearinghouses, we need credit card companies, we need banks, and there's a lot of stuff. And then you have all this compliance, just to make sure that everybody can trust each other by giving up all this information. But if I'm going to buy something at Walmart, I don't think that is really all that's necessary. And then how much resources are being wasted by all of these middle parties? That's another conversation. Okay, so the white paper goes on. Completely non-reversible transactions are not possible since financial institutions cannot avoid mediating disputes. The cost of mediation increases transaction costs, limiting the minimum practical transaction size and cutting off the possibility for small transactions. And there's a broader cost in the loss of ability to make non-reversible payments. Okay, what does that mean? You're talking a lot of words here. Okay, so basically, if the transactions are non-reversible, then financial institutions can't mediate disputes. But that cost of mediation has a huge cost, not only in dollars, but energy consumption is a big conversation here. So there's a lot of energy consumed in keeping the system the way it is. So this person basically said, hey, look, we got a better way to send money. It's going to require less people to get involved. We can send money peer to peer, and we're going to make it so it's spread out across the world, so no one can fake transactions. Like, we don't need someone to make sure, be like, oh, this dollar was only spent once. And this dollar was spent 3 times, so we got to go find that person. We got to deploy federal agents and lawyers and judges and banks and computers to track all these people. So that stuff goes out the window. Now, sure, it's not a perfect system, but I'm just explaining to you what Bitcoin is and the concepts behind it. Okay, so that's Satoshi Nakamoto in a nutshell. I'll have the links so you can check out that paper yourself. All right, so I'm going to keep moving on. The Bitcoin blockchain has its unique set of governing rules built into the code. It takes about 95% of all the miners, all the people that are processing all the transactions, they all have to agree to any changes. The likelihood of a 95% consensus is almost 0. I guess it's I don't know. Anyway, so what is it that brings Bitcoin value? And what are these rules that aren't being changed? What are you talking about? Why is it valuable? Why are these rules important? What are you talking about? Okay, so I got 5 things. 5 things characteristics that bring Bitcoin value. Because everyone's like, how has it even got any value? Value is really subjective. So you can't say that value is objective. People like to make value objective, but really at the end of the day, it's valuable to you. So anyway, I digress. 5 things that make Bitcoin valuable. Decentralization, which is decentralization of power, control, and ownership. Immutability, meaning the ability that you cannot change the ledger. So these words are important, though you'll be hearing these throughout all of the talks and stuff. Decentralization, immutability, meaning you can't change it. Scarcity, there's only 21 million coins, but 21 million coins are broken down into 8 decimal points. So really it's 21 million times 8, which is a pretty large supply of money, but that's the max. And then proof of work. We'll do a video about proof of work. Proof of work is all the controversy, and so we'll do a video on that. But just know that proof of work is it's the hardest, most secure type of protocol. It takes the longest amount of time. It takes the most computational power, which actually makes it the most secure network. All other blockchain projects are changing away from this to be more efficient. So it's really only going to be blockchain is going to be left with proof of work. So that might put your environmental minds at ease. But Bitcoin will stay slow, secure, and completely as is, unchanged. That's the most likely prediction. It was originally thought to be a currency, but many more people are thinking of it as a store of value like gold. But some people think it's better because it's, imagine it's like, hey, I want to go buy something with gold. And it's like, well, you can't. How are you going to do that? You're going to chip a piece of gold away and give it? Now with Bitcoin, it's easy to hold. You can carry it in a wallet, like a hot wallet or a cold wallet, which we'll do videos about later. You can send it to people. You don't have to go get it assayed, checked, to make sure it's real. There's a lot of counterfeit gold out there. So a lot of people can think that gold, younger people especially, polls all over the place say that younger people think Bitcoin is way better than gold as a store of value. I digress. All right, moving on. Anyways, I have a lot of people see these incredible similarities between gold and Bitcoin. Will one replace the other? I don't know, but I'm sure we'll have discussions like that. Others think of Bitcoin as the people's money, but the proof of work protocols are slow and clunky. It's not realistic for transactions yet, because there are other protocols being built on top of other networks being built on top of Bitcoin to speed up the transactions, which also reduce the energy consumption, which is also a positive. All right. And it's the biggest, and it's got the largest market cap. So hopefully that kind of gives you a little understanding. So let's wrap this up. Bitcoin is a coin on its own blockchain that has code that gives it valuable characteristics and is being adopted as a store of value and for use in transactions. It is the most notable. It's the largest. If you want more, ask me some questions. Check out the links in the YouTube videos, which you can find through Linktree. And please comment below, subscribe. I need your feedback. I'm just getting started, and I'm gonna do these every day. So I really hope I'm getting to you. Is it too simple? Is it too complex? Is it too fast? Is it too slow? I look forward to seeing you. Hodl on.